Goody Two-Shoes. Our story begins in the damp, forgotten shack of two newly orphaned children, Tommy and his sister Goody. Poor, lonely, quiet, sad Goody.
Hey!
She has nothing in this world. Am I nothing? Who's telling the story here?
I think maybe we should tell the story.
I agree, but I wanted to tell the story.
Fine, but you need to tell it correctly.
Tell the truth. Okay. Poor, lonely, quiet, sad Goody.
Hey!
Poor Goody. Yes, perfect. Without their parents, Tommy and Goody had nothing of their own. Not food, not reliable shelter, and certainly not two shoes.
Tommy, when can we find another shoe for me?
As soon as we have enough money, Goody. Now quit asking, and let's head into town to find work. Once in town, Tommy and Goody began their usual begging. Tommy asked around for work, and Goody asked around for food and clothing. Little did Goody know, today would be her lucky day.
Really?
Yes, look.
Good morning, sir. Do you have any food or clothing to spare? My brother and I are orphaned and without anything to call our own. Would you kindly help us?
All right. Let me try. Thank you, Smith. You poor girl. Are you all alone? Goody was overcome with emotions and cried to the gentleman, weaving her sad story of woe about being an only child and... The truth. Right. Sorry. Goody called over to Tommy and he introduced himself to the man. You have some strength in you. You'll make a fine seaman. My name is Gregory, and you'll join me on my ship as we sail the world in search of new lands. And you, Goody, will join my homestead and learn to take care of a household. And so, today was Goody's lucky day after all. Soon, she and her brother would be happy as can be. And that, my friends, is where our story ends. You never let me have any fun. Tommy left for the sea, while Goody moved into Gregory's home and quickly became the highlight of the household. Before he left to join Tommy, Gregory had a gift for Goody. Something to remember me by while I'm at sea.
2 shoes? Thank you. Look, everyone. Look. 2 shoes. I have 2 shoes. Aren't I the luckiest gal in the world? I have 2 shoes.
And thus, Goody Two-Shoes found her namesake. And that, my friends, is where...
Enough. I'm taking over from here. Goody was very smart and very bright, so it didn't take long before she had accomplished everything the housekeepers wanted her to learn. She finished her chores so quickly that she was usually bored by the afternoon. The housekeepers decided to give her something to do.
Goody, here's a book that we had sent here especially for you. Can you read?
No, I cannot.
Well, isn't that a fun challenge?
No one knows how she did it, not even me, and I was the one doing it. But Goody learned to read. She taught herself. She's incredible. Wow. Goody was such a good reader that she began to teach the kids around the neighborhood how to read. They loved her and looked up to her. She traveled from house to house around the town, spreading her joy and knowledge. But the scariest part of our story is just around the corner.
Oh, that's my favorite part. Can I tell it? Please, can I?
Fine, but only because it's scary.
One day, Goody was on her way across town to continue her teaching when a thunderstorm struck. Frightened, she ran through the streets until she found a place to shelter from the rain. It happened to be an abandoned farm on the side of the road. From the looks of it, the storm would be raging for most of the evening. Goody found herself a warm spot in the pile of hay to settle in. After all, she had certainly slept on worse beds in her life.
You got that right.
Tonight is the night. The storm is the perfect cover. Are you sure about that? Without a doubt. Smith won't even see it coming.
He's far too trusting nowadays.
We're really going to rob him? We're taking every penny. Frightened, but emboldened, Goody raced from the barn and out into the storm to warn her friend Smith of the coming trouble. I just love this part. She saves his house. Just you wait.
I promise, Mr. Smith, the 3 men I found in the barn are coming this very evening to rob you. They plan to take everything. They said you're far too trusting.
Come in, quickly. You did the right thing coming straight to me, Goody. You're an incredible young girl.
I know.
We must devise a plan to stop the men from stealing from me. They mustn't know we know. We need to catch them in the act.
If I may, Mr. Smith?
You may.
What if we asked your housekeepers to hide in the bushes outside of the house? When the men approach, they can jump out and then frighten them, and they'll run away. The storm will mask any sounds they might make in the bushes.
That just might work. Brilliant. Brilliant, I say. I don't know how you do it, Goody. Goody's plan worked beautifully. The men were so frightened of the housekeepers that they ran off screaming like little children.
I thought you were going to tell the truth.
This time I am. The men scream. High-pitched screams. Life went on happily, easily, and quickly for Goody. In fact, many years had passed since her young days as a precocious child. And now, as a beautiful young woman, Goody found herself replacing the elder school teacher in the local schoolhouse.
Do you really think that I'll make a good school teacher?
Without a doubt. The way you used to teach the kids around here when you were younger proves it all.
And how is my brother? How is Tommy?
The sea suits him. Unfortunately for Goody, everything in life couldn't always be peaches and cream. There she is, the witch!
Me? A witch? What are you talking about?
Women around here don't read. They certainly don't teach other young ladies to read. You only learned how to read through witchcraft and spells. We don't need a witch like you spreading around such nonsense and influencing our younger generations with your evil ways. You're coming with us. We're putting you on trial.
Please, is there anything you can do?
I'm sorry, Goody. It's how the story goes.
Rewrite it, please. This time you can change it.
No, Goody. Not this time.
We are here to hear the case of Goody versus the townspeople, and to try Goody as a witch. It is believed that she used magic and spellcasting to learn reading and writing, then used her evil nature to influence a younger generation to join her in defying all that is good and well in this town. Who would like to speak first?
Aye, sir. Goody taught herself to read and write. That is unheard of.
From there, she used her spellcasting to see into the future and learn of a potential robbery in the home of Mr. Smith. She then warned him before it even happened, and they were able to stop it. Your Honor, Goody witnessed the men discussing the robbery and was able to make it to my home before they arrived to warn me.
Is this true, Goody?
I've run fast. Yes, Your Honor. I was hiding in a barn to keep out the rainstorm and overheard the men discussing their plot. I then ran with all my might to the home of Mr. Smith to warn him.
Very well. Mr. Smith is a long-standing Good Samaritan in our town. He is to be trusted. This story is true. But now we must discuss how you learned to read. We must determine that it was not, in fact, witchcraft. Otherwise, Goody, you'll be...
Don't say it.
Your Honor, I have someone who would like to speak on behalf of the accused, Ms. Goody Two-Shoes.
Tommy!
I can assure you, Your Honor, that my sister is no witch. I grew up with Goody, and she has been nothing short of amazing for as long as I have known her. Her compassion is her greatest strength, second only to her incredible knowledge. I'd be happy to tell you all I know.
Oh, how I've missed him.
And he did, after hours of deliberation. The charges against Goody being a witch were dropped. Tommy moved into Gregory's home. He told wonderful and wild stories of his time at sea. With care, the orphaned brother and sister made up for lost time. They grew closer together than ever before. Eventually, Goody met a wonderful man whom she fell in love with. They had a beautiful family with a boy and a girl, both of which Goody made sure always had two shoes.
What a great ending.
I quite liked that story.
Except for the part about being accused of being a witch, perhaps.
Perhaps.